like you see people on Arsenal fan TV, like DT and guys like that. They're just always angry, and they know now as well that when they're always angry and when Arsenal's losing and things like that, that's gonna get the clicks. No one wants to watch Arsenal fan TV when we win. No one's gonna watch the West Brom game yesterday, Arsenal fan TV, when we won 4-0, because there's very, very good football. Yeah, Saka and Emerson Rowe balling out yesterday.
Yeah, your first game. Do you remember your first game?
Don't remember my first game. I remember my first goal.
No, sorry. Your first game watching Arsenal, like in terms of
first game. Okay.
Stadium or
going to the stadium. Ooh, I was telling my friends yesterday. The first time I ever went to an Arsenal game, it was a Carling Cup game, I think against Huddersfield. But I got lucky. I got given a season ticket, so I was sat right behind the bench. So there was the bench, there was the subs, and I was one row behind the subs.
Yeah.
And I remember like Gnabry was sitting behind me because they weren't playing. Like the players that weren't playing were sitting behind me.
Yeah.
And I got bussed because my friend's mum looked after, I think Steve Bold's sister or something like that. She looked after someone very, very high up in Arsenal, innit? And then she gave me the season ticket. And then I went with one of my boys, and I was literally right behind the bench. That was the first game I went to, and I was like maybe 16, 17.
Yeah, those seats are premium seats, man.
Yeah, premium. Yeah, I remember he was telling me they were like 3-4 grand tickets and things like that, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know.
Yeah, no. I used to sit on the other side, exact where you're talking about, but behind the away bench.
Oh right, away bench. Okay.
Yeah, so that's where all the youth players used to sit and everything like that.
That's a weird spot to sit, no? Because you're like.
Yeah, so they used to put all the players, like you said, Gnabry was sitting on your side. Because he was like a first team player, but all the youth players used to sit on the away side, and like you used to have some fans like behind us, like we used to hear madness like sometimes. But
yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, they were shouting at the away bench most of the time, trying to put them off, and then you'd have them shouting over to the other side sometimes if they were angry at Arsene Wenger and everything like that. Were you a big fan of Arsene Wenger?
Yeah. I didn't want him to go. I didn't want him to go, but I got why people wanted him to go, because he wasn't changing. He was naive. He wasn't changing with the times. Like, see how Mourinho changed with the times. Mourinho used to be like, going to play attacking football, blah, blah. Then now he's just this proper defensive. I need a win, regardless of the result. Arsene Wenger, it was like, sometimes it was more like, we're going to play well, but we'll lose. Or we're going to play well and get a draw. And that's why I get a lot of Arsenal fans saying he needed to go.
Yeah. We're going to get into that in a minute. Talk about your favourite Arsenal kit, if you have one.
Favourite Arsenal kit? It's one of the recent ones. It was like I can't remember how to explain it. It was like light blue at the top, and then it went down to darker blue.
Yeah.
Proper recent kit.
Yeah,
proper recent kit. It was when Sanchez was playing.
Yellow bit in the.
Yeah, it had a little yellow bit. That's probably my favourite. That, and then the iconic Highbury burgundy one.
Okay, yeah, that's the last one. That's the last ever Highbury kit.
Yeah, the 02 one. That was my first kit I ever got. I remember when I was younger. But my favourite is probably that dark blue one.
Yeah. And the best and worst player for your club, who you say?
Best obviously Henry, but my favourite was Fabregas. Okay. My favourite player was Fabregas. Best was Henry. The worst probably got to be, off the top of my head, probably Squillaci. Don't know how he nicked the move to Arsenal from whatever team he came from in France. But I feel like he's one of the worst, because I remember those Champions League days where it was like Squillaci, Giroud, Boué, and like Clichy at the back four, and like Almunia in goal. And I was like, oh, wow, what's this we're watching? And we still used to get results.
Yeah, to be fair, commend Arsene Wenger for that, man. He used to madness with that team. I think that team is worse than the team is now.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. It's much worse.
Yeah, much worse. And, they were getting way better results, getting top four.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
You've spoken about Arsenal a bit. Obviously, there's Arsenal Fan TV and so forth. You're involved in YouTube and media and stuff, so you kind of know the ins and outs of how it works, and you're around that like 24/7. What do you make of fan channels and how it is? Obviously, you got to find the balance. So, you got to be honest, credible, but you got to be ruthless at the same time and give your opinions. Plus, in the club.
Fan channels, I feel like at the beginning, there's what's the word? At the beginning, they're there for the actual team, but then once they see the monetary side of it, that's when it goes a bit left. Like you see people on Arsenal Fan TV, like DT and guys like that. They're just always angry, and they know now as well that when they're always angry and when Arsenal's losing and things like that, that's gonna get the clicks. No one wants to watch Arsenal Fan TV when we win. No one's gonna watch the West Brom game yesterday, Arsenal Fan TV, when we won 4-0, because there's very, very good football. Yeah, Saka and Emerson Rowe balling out yesterday, but they know when Arsenal win, it's not gonna get clicks. So it's like when Arsenal Fan TV see, oh, the clicks for a win is lower than the clicks for a loss, sometimes they're probably hoping for a loss in certain games, because then it's like, yeah, we need to come out here, swear at the manager, swear at the players, call out Bearman, blah blah blah, and then we'll get the ratings. Because I remember some games we would lose, like if we lose to like a Man United and it's like a horrible result, like players are playing awful, a lot of people will tweet, can't wait for Arsenal Fan TV tonight, can't wait for Arsenal Fan TV tonight. And I know he reads through all the tweets and he's like, yeah, can't wait to release this video tonight.
Yeah.
So the monetary side of it is nuts, because they make, and on top of that, I have a feeling Arsenal like it as well. I know they hate the bad side of it, but it brings them a lot of like people to come to the channel. I feel like Arsenal Fan TV has probably brought in a couple of Arsenal fans since it started, and Arsenal are probably grateful. They're probably like, yeah, good.
Yeah, no. In terms of that's actually a very good point. I've never actually thought
about the exposure for it. I feel like they give them very good exposure.
No, they give them free promo. You know that
promo, yeah, everything.
The channel is based on another entity, another organization.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
That's actually quite interesting to think about. That there's not really much YouTube channels or things in general that is based on something else. You know, something else being a particular organization, a particular club, a particular business, you know. So that's quite interesting. Like where do you say is do you think it is changing the game in football? Do you think players, number one, do you think that has an impact on them? Do you think it is needed?
I feel like it has an impact from when like players like Aubameyang and Lacazette like befriend Arsenal Fan TV people, because they know if I become a friend with this guy, he will always support me regardless, innit? And that helps as well, because people like Aubameyang, I feel like he got help from Arsenal Fan TV in a way where Arsenal looked at and was like, this is like a big fan favourite. Like, we have to keep him because the fans enjoy him. So I feel like Arsenal Fan TV helped in that aspect for him to stay and for him to get more money as well. He could easily use that as a bargaining chip. Like, yo, look at the fans. Like, look at my name's always tweeted, always this, always that. And they might have looked at him and be like, yeah, you're right. So I feel like some players, like some of the Arsenal players befriending the Arsenal Fan TV guys, like Lacazette and Aubameyang, it helped them a lot.
Yeah, no, that's another interesting point that I didn't really think about too much as well. That's something where you can use as leverage as a player.
Yeah, exactly.
Gain something from that as well. You know, obviously the fans are gonna use or Aubameyang situation. Oh, look, I'm friends with this footballer. I support this club or whatever, and then the player's gonna look at the fan like, oh, I'm friends with this fan. I care about the club. X, Y, Z, right? If you are on anyone's side, whose side are you on, or are you on both sides in terms of being sympathetic for the fans, understanding that maybe the performances are not good enough and you know why they are going crazy, or the players, for example, they're just trying their best and they don't deserve so much abuse in general. What side?
It's a bit of both, but I'm on the fan side. I'm on the fan side. I feel like players, they, of course, I understand they put 100% in. I'm sure a lot of players put 100% in. Some players, when they don't put 100% in, you can actually see it. But I'm always on the fan side because it's hard to watch, especially when you know how much footballers are on and you know how the clubs run and things like that. And you know there's little things that you could change as a fan that would help the team massively, but for some reason they don't listen. I'm always on the fan side. Because I feel like football for me the last few years has not been that enjoyable because Arsenal have not been playing that good.
Yeah, no, 100%. How do you take the Arsenal banner from your peers, like whether that be on social media?
I get involved in it. I think it's funny. I don't take it that serious. Like, football doesn't pay me, so it's like I don't take it that. I will never. I have friends who have like tattoos of their teams and things like that. And yeah, and then when there's banter involved with like Arsenal or Chelsea,
they need
and
to
things,
get it.
they take it to heart. Like that's their love and joy and everything. So it's like I don't think I could be that invested into football as some people are. But I don't find it wrong to be that invested in football either. It's like if you love something you're passionate about, love and be passionate about it.
Yeah, no, of course, you know, anything that makes you happy, go do that.
Yeah.
Where does the line get drawn in terms of all of that type of stuff? Where do you draw your line? If one of your players played shit and, you know, you're just angry, like,
where do I draw the line? I feel like it's consistent bad performances. That's where I draw the line. I feel like a player can have one or two bad games. I feel like a player can always have one or two bad games. Not everyone's not perfect. Everyone's not Ronaldo and Messi. They're not going to have every game 8 and 9s. Some players are going to put in 4s and 5s. But if it's like you've put in 5, 6 bad games, and then the 7th and 8th game you still get picked, I'm like, what's going on? Like there must be something going on behind the scenes why you keep getting picked. Like Emil Smith Rowe, I don't know why it took him this long to start playing.
Crazy. He's a baller, man.
Yeah, proper baller. I don't know why it's taken him this long to start playing. And then now he's like, the last 3 games he started, everything's changed. Like he's like the heart of the team already. Same with Saka as well. Saka's the opposite. I feel like he gets overplayed now because he's so good, because he's doing so well. I'm scared something's going to happen to him soon because he played the whole Christmas period. He's maybe missed 1 or 2 games, and I don't want him to get overrun. I don't want him to burn out.
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, I was talking about it with one of my mates the other day. You know, back when I was coming through the youth and everything like that, it was so hard because you had all these kind of stars, and still now, you know, you've got superstars in the team, but they're just not living up to the expectation. Yeah. But, you know, you'd look to them to kind of get the job done. But now it's crazy that they're looking more to the youngsters to, you know, help the team out and everything like that. Like, for you, would you say that you're going in the right direction if you're, you know, picking the youth and kind of going with the youth in terms of playing them? Or do you think you should be looking for Arsenal to bring in other players to, you know, put that
I'm a mix because we went through the Arsene Wenger stage of bringing all the youngsters like Walcott, Chamberlain, Fabregas, like Jenkinson, all these guys who were like 20 to 24, and they didn't get the job done. And we was like, yeah, this is the rebuild phase. These guys, 5 years in, they're going to be like the best players in their position. And then it feels like it's a cycle. It feels like it's happening again, where we're looking at the youngsters, and then some of them might not live up to it. Some of them might not be able to handle the pressure. Like, you never know. God forbid, Saka might not be as good in 3 years as he is now. He might go and decline, and then it's like, fuck, we wasted 5 years on Saka when we could have just gone and bought a right winger from like Leeds or whatever, who's already proven. You know what I mean? So I'm a mix. I'm scared that might happen again because history always repeats itself. I'm scared that might happen one more time.
Yeah. No, 100%.
For more content like this, like, share, and subscribe.